I never thought silence could be this loud. The kind that hums through your bones when you walk into your own house and realize something has shifted. Not the furniture, not the lighting, but the air itself. When I came back home after 2 weeks of teaching my husband a lesson, the house didn't feel like mine anymore. Felt indifferent. But let me start from the beginning, from the moment I thought I had everything under control. Ethan and I had been married for 8 years. We met young, two overachievers with big dreams and bigger tempers. Our fights were legendary. We didn't fight over cheating or lies, but over pride, over who was right. He worked long hours at his architecture firm, while I ran a small online business. Somewhere along the way, our conversations turned into negotiations. His laughter became rare, mine became forced. It wasn't that he didn't love me. He just stopped showing it the way he used to. The late-night talks, the random texts saying, "I miss you," they vanished. Instead, he'd come home, eat dinner, scroll through his phone and say, "I'm tired, Hannah. We'll talk tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. One night, after he brushed off my attempt to plan our anniversary, saying he had too much on his plate, I snapped. I told him, "If I disappeared for a week, you probably wouldn't even notice." He didn't look up. "Don't be dramatic, Hannah." That was it. No apology. No effort. Just a tired sigh and eyes glued to his phone. That's when I made the worst decision of my life. My friend Rachel had been telling me for months that Ethan took me for granted. "You need to make him realize your worth," she'd said. "Men don't wake up until they feel your absence." So I packed a suitcase the next day. I told Ethan I needed space, that I was going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't fight it. Just nodded, said, "If that's what you need." No panic. No pleading. Just calm acceptance. That stung more than anything. For the first few days I waited for his messages. "And I miss you. Hey, when are you coming home?" But all I got were short, polite replies. "Hope you're doing okay. Let me know if you need anything." That was all. So I decided to extend my stay, to really make him feel what it was like without me. But as the days went on, I started to wonder if maybe he wasn't missing me at all. Rachel came to visit me one evening. We sat on my sister's porch, drinking wine. "You think he's seeing someone else?" she asked casually, swirling her glass. I frowned. "No, Ethan's not that kind of man." He smirked. "You'd be surprised what men do when they feel abandoned." The thought gnawed at me. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept checking his social media. Nothing suspicious. No posts, no tags, no likes from random women. Still, unease crawled beneath my skin. Maybe he was just hiding it well. By the end of the second week, guilt started to replace anger. Maybe I had gone too far. Maybe he didn't deserve this cold silence. So I decided to go home, apologize, talk things out, and fix what I'd broken. But when I walked through that front door, the first thing I noticed wasn't Ethan. It was the faint scent of perfume. Not mine. It wasn't overpowering. Just a trace of something floral in the air. My heart started to pound. I dropped my bag and looked around. The living room was spotless. Too spotless. The coffee table had a vase with fresh lilies. Something Ethan never bought. Then I saw it. A woman's scarf draped over the back of the couch. My throat went dry. Picked it up. Soft, expensive fabric. Not something I'd ever wear. That's when I heard footsteps upstairs. "Ethan." I called out, trying to sound calm, but my voice cracked. He came down wearing a plain t-shirt and jeans. His hair damp from a shower. His expression froze the second he saw me. "Hannah," he said slowly. "You're back." "Yeah," I managed, clutching the scarf. "Surprise." His eyes flicked to it, then back to me. "That's not." "Don't," I cut in. "Just don't." For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The tension in the room was suffocating. Finally he sighed. "She's gone." "She." I repeated, the word slicing through my chest. "So there is a she." He didn't deny it. We sat in silence for a long time before he finally spoke. "Her name's Claire." She's a designer at my firm. It wasn't planned. It just happened. I laughed, sharp, broken. It just happened. That's what people say when they drop a glass, not when they sleep with someone. He looked ashamed but not surprised. I didn't plan on this, Hannah. But when you left, it felt like you were already gone. My voice trembled. So you replaced me in 2 weeks. He looked down. No. I replaced loneliness. That hurt more than if he'd said yes. I stood up, trembling. Do you have any idea what this does to me? I left to make you realize what you had, not to push you into someone else's arms. His jaw tightened. You left to teach me a lesson, remember? You didn't talk, you didn't explain, you just disappeared. What did you expect me to do? Sit here and beg for you to come home? Yes, shouted. That's exactly what I expected. Then maybe that's the problem, he said quietly. You wanted a performance, not a partner. That night I didn't sleep. I sat on the edge of our bed, the bed he'd shared with someone else, staring at the wall until morning. He slept on the couch, though I didn't ask him to. In the early light, I went downstairs to make coffee, my hands shaking as I poured it. Ethan was already there, his eyes heavy. I ended things with her, he said softly. The moment you walked in, I knew it was over. Not because you came back, but because I realized what I'd become. I didn't respond. He looked at me, his voice breaking. You wanted to teach me a lesson, Hannah. And you did. But maybe the lesson wasn't just for me. What's that supposed to mean? I asked bitterly. It means love doesn't survive in silence, he said. We were both waiting for the other to care first. You left to make me feel pain. I failed because I stopped trying to make you feel loved. We both broke it. Tears blurred my vision, but I blinked them away. So what now? He sighed. Now, I think we both need to decide if there's anything left to fix. Days turned into weeks. We really talked for the first time in months. There were tears, confessions, apologies that came too late. He admitted he had feelings for Claire but ended it before it went deeper. I confessed I'd been emotionally manipulating him long before I left, withholding affection whenever I didn't get my way. It was brutal honesty, the kind that burns away any illusion of innocence. One night, sitting on the porch, I finally said the words that had been circling my mind for days. I thought leaving would make you miss me. I thought it would make you realize I mattered. But all it did was show me how fragile what we had really was. Ethan nodded slowly. Sometimes people don't come back from lessons like that. I looked at him, really looked, and saw the exhaustion in his eyes. The love was still there, but so was the damage. And for the first time, I understood something I'd refused to see. Love isn't proven through absence. It's proven through presence. A month later, I packed my bags again. This time there was no anger, no plan, just quiet acceptance. Ethan stood by the doorway, hands in his pockets. Where will you go? My sister's. Maybe for good this time, I said. We need space, real space. Not to punish, but to heal. He nodded, stepping closer. If you ever come back. I met his gaze. I'll only come back if we both want to build something new. Not resurrect something dead. He looked down, then whispered, Fair enough. As I walked to my car, I glanced back once. He was still standing there, not chasing, not pleading, just watching. And for the first time, I realized he wasn't the only one who'd been taught a lesson. Because I left thinking I could make him see my worth, but I came back realizing I had to find it myself first. When I think of us now, I don't think of betrayal or revenge. I think of two people who loved each other but forgot how to show it, until it was too late. Some nights, I still smell that faint trace of lilies in my memory, reminding me that every decision, every silence, every absence leaves a mark. And the cruelest lesson of all. Sometimes the lesson you try to teach ends up teaching you instead.